What is that there? I don't know why, there's like writing on my screen for some reason. Anyway, I believe we're live, so I'm going to have to go and check that. Just give me 1 second. What I mean by that, by the way, I'm all flustered. I am not well. Thanks for telling me that I'm live. I'm not very well, and I haven't slept much, so I'm a bit congested. I just finished recording a video. Yeah, but when I say I need to check if it's actually live, I'm going to quickly just check on my computer. So let me have a look. All right. Yeah, I've got the stream title for some reasons written on my screen right now, but it doesn't show up on the stream, so it's fine. Right, let's go. So yeah, I'm not very well still. I haven't done my treadmill since Friday, so I've not done cardio since Friday, which is fine because I did do, which is unusual for me. Oops, I did do 5 days straight of cardio. Normally, I have a stop in somewhere in between there, maybe on the Wednesday or something, or the Tuesday or the Thursday, whatever. It just depends really on the different weeks. But no, this time straight, 5 days straight. And then Friday was obviously the day where I started to, like, it was Thursday. My cat, what's up? It was Thursday evening. I started to feel a bit rough. Samson, what's up? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. So this cat just doesn't shut up. Come here. There he is. Here's Samson. You're on camera, boy. Huh? You're on camera. So he's got some sort of attention problem. I don't know what it is, and it's really annoying. But yeah, I'm all flustered, so I've got red face right now. For whatever reason, it's just I'm not well still. So here's Samson. But Samson, I can't. I'm already half an hour late on this. No. He wants to be held like a baby. Look at him. He's like a big baby. Look at him. He's got an attention problem. But yeah, I can't do this too long because I got to do. I'm already half an hour late. Cat. He's like a baby. Look. He's like a baby. I just realised I got my phone on upside down, my watch on upside down as well. Let's change that. Alright, Samson. He would literally sit like this. Look, he'll sit like this for ages if he could. You're on camera, boy. You're on camera, look. He can see, I think he can see himself, look. Ooh. Is this Neo behind me now? Oh, my other cat's behind me. We're having a family gathering. Come on in. That's enough now. I need to do me cardio. Come on. Knee up, off. Knee up. Right. First of all, my watch is upside down. So I spoke about this the other day, but yeah, I swapped my strap around from this rigid one. When I'm not doing my cardio, I use the elastic one, but I use a rigid one so I get a better consistent reading. Also from the other day, this is the same top, and I did end up slicing the arms off. So I got a bit, it's not to show off anything at all. It's because it's annoying when I'm walking and it's like rubbing on my arms. Because I have dry skin problems. You know, you can't really see it, but you can actually. I have like really bad dry skin, like eczema and stuff like that. So when I'm on walking, you know, doing cardio, and then this is like rubbing here, it's uncomfortable. Anyway, whew, right, I've got this on setting on right. Oh, I've got the wrong. Wait, I haven't got the right incline. Wait there. I got the wrong one. I got on 8 instead of 9. I put it on 8 because it's just a force of habit for so long. It was only from last week that I started doing 9 incline. So 8 is a force of habit. Anyway, let's get on with this. We'll see how we go. The same rules apply from last week. I'm gonna try and get to the hour, but we'll see how it goes. Just because I'm not feeling the best. Oh, it's not so much like I don't feel sick. It's like that weird sort of where your head is just like, I don't know. Your head's just fluffy, fuzzy. I can't seem to like focus properly. I broke out in spots as well. This is what happens. I told you the other day when I get ill, I end up getting spots. I've got a big spot on my forehead. That's normally an early sign. Well, I got bad skin anyway, but it's normally an early sign that I'm getting ill. Is when I start getting spots. And sometimes I get marks on my face. I'm an anxious person. I have an anxiety disorder, so I'm very fidgety. I'm very, like, so if I'm sitting watching something, or if I'm doing something or whatever, I scratch, I pick, like, it's just what I do. It's like a fidget thing. I say scratch, but what I mean is, say if I've got like sometimes I have like a mark around my face here or something like that, I just scratch it when I'm not realising. Try getting like fidget stuff, but most of the time it doesn't do nothing. But when I actually get spots, that's normally coincides with becoming ill. So I'll be all right. I'm not sick. I'm not. But I did make a mistake yesterday. Actually, I wasn't really feeling that hungry yesterday. So I just had only had 2 meals yesterday, which is less than the meals I had were less than 1,000 calories. But then, of course, it came to about 8 o'clock last night, and I was like, oh god, I actually feel hungry now. So I made myself something else, which was about another 500 calories. So I was still only around, I think I was around 1,500 calories, give or take, whatever, yesterday. And I was really hungry. I ended up staying up too late last night as well. Yeah, stayed up too late, couldn't sleep, congested. And then I didn't have much sleep today. Had some workers out, like cutting hedges and stuff like that at like 8 o'clock this morning, which normally won't be a problem. But I was still awake at like 6 o'clock this morning. So I'm running on fumes right now. I was wanting to do my weights today, but it's not looking likely that's going to happen, just because if I was going to do my weights, it would be around this time. But you never know. We'll see. Maybe I can do it later on. But the problem with doing it later at night is I always have a pre-workout. I spoke about this before. I have a pre-workout. I don't really like to have a pre-workout. Say I'm doing weights. I start lifting weights at 7 p.m. That means I'm going to be buzzed up on pre-workout. Now, yeah, you say, well, just do you workout without pre-workout? No, I need the pre-workout. It's what I need it. I benefit. I benefit from the pre-workout. So, but at the end of the day, I always say that the main thing, and this is true, the main thing that's helping me lose weight consistently and be more healthier is cardio. So weights is just a bonus. So yeah, I must admit though, I do enjoy lifting weights, and I've enjoyed it much more ever since I started learning, doing it different, technically different, doing the time under tension stuff. So, whew. But yeah, when I'm ill, obviously I sound slightly different because I'm congested, but normally I get a red face. Right, my face is just red. I know I said earlier I don't know why it was red, but to be honest with you, I tried recording my video today and I wasn't even making sense when I was talking. It's not like I was drunk or something. Like, I was like trying to say stuff, but I couldn't, like, see, I struggle with words the best of times, just because I end up stumbling over my words, what I want to say, and sometimes I feel like what I'm trying to say just comes out as gibberish. I don't know if that makes sense. I've said it to people before, like, do I make sense what I just said? And so I redid the video from the start. It's only a 5-minute video, but yeah, so. I don't know why I said this at the start, but on my screen right now, on my phone, it's got the title written right across it. I don't know why. It's never done that before. So, but yeah, not really done much the past few days. What was it? Friday night. Even though I was feeling pretty rough, I probably stupidly actually may have had a few alcoholic beverages whilst playing some games. Felt pretty bad the next day, and then just besides that, just been trying to get better, and yeah, we're back on it again today. But I said in my video today that I normally, so it's Tuesday today, I should have said the date, it's the 23rd of January. What time is it? 3:35 p.m. Yeah, I always, when it comes to Mondays, Monday is the day that sets the tone for the week. And normally Monday's the day, it's like, right, I get up, boom, treadmill, get something to eat, more treadmill, lift weights, and then I'm done for the day, right? That's normally what Mondays is. I like to get Monday up and running to set a good start for the week. But I didn't yesterday, so I'm kind of disappointed in that. But what can you do if you're ill? So yeah, Tuesday's my Monday. Although the whole weights thing may be out the window, but we'll see. Oh, I'll figure that out later on. My cat is attacking the other cat again. Samson. Does it when he's eating as well. But yeah, this lighting's pretty good now. It still looks like I'm in a dingy corner, but it's better than it was. So I've got the light here and here, and obviously beforehand it was just that light. The only thing I don't have in here today is the corner lamp that was normally behind, but that's fine. So I think I was talking about in the video today, which isn't actually live on my channel as of, it isn't live on my channel as of right now. It's scheduled to go live in at 1:45, so at 3:45, so in like 7 or 8 minutes. Yeah, weighed myself yesterday, It was 316.8, just say 317. So 4 in the last month. So from like Christmas till now, that's about 5 pounds ish lost, which is good. But I spoke about that in the video. So but yeah, as from the other day, I cut off the arms of this because beforehand the sleeves went to here, and it just gets a bit irritating. And I like this vest top over the other ones I've got because the material's different as well. It's quite a strange material. Not strange, but I like the material more than the other vests I've got. I need to get some more. I might actually look online in a bit and get some more. I want to get some more like shorts as well. So I've only got 2 pairs of shorts right now. To be fair, I only wear the shorts when I'm doing this anyway, so it's not as if I'm going out in shorts or something like that. I've got plenty of like tracky bottoms and jeans and whatever. I got plenty of tops now, like t-shirts, because there's a lot of t-shirts I've bought over the months that never fit me. And now, I said this before in a video a few weeks ago, it was a while back now, that it's a really good feeling when you know there's a t-shirt or something you've bought and a few months ago it didn't fit you, but then now it fits you. For example, in my YouTube video today, I'm wearing, it's actually right there, I'm wearing a hoodie. It's a Liverpool hoodie that I bought over 4 years ago, and I haven't been able to fit in it. I used to be able to fit in it, and then I couldn't fit in it anymore. Now I can fit in it again, so that's quite reassuring. So yeah, about 17, my next goal, I spoke about this, my next goal is £300, so around £17 till that. I don't know how long it's going to take, maybe 2 months, maybe in March. By the time we get to March, I'll be down to 300, hopefully. But the only thing I'm going to keep doing is just doing what I'm doing, and hopefully not be ill. Legs are feeling pretty good. Chest is feeling not that bad. The other day when I started doing the cardio the other day, my chest was like, ugh. That was me just becoming ill. So I'm still congested now. My head's a bit fuzzy, but I feel like my congestion's not, I guess it's not on my chest, it's like just in my face, basically. So yeah, I've got the incline on 9. Should be able to get the hour done, I would imagine. Came in touch with this, I think I spoke about it the other day, but there was this YouTube channel that I used to watch, who I randomly discovered a few years ago, and then I kind of forgot about them, I forgot to subscribe to them. I've subscribed to them now. And then, this has got nothing to do with fitness, by the way. When I came across them again the other day, I was like, oh, I forgot about those guys, I'm going to subscribe to them this time, because I forgot before. And then, yeah, they're called the Behavior Panel, and they're for experts in body language and stuff like that, but they also have their own other backgrounds. For example, one is a ex-military, what do you call them, what's the word, interrogator, and one guy was in the, served in the army and all this kind of stuff. So they all have their own other technical or abilities as well, and basically just look at certain things and then they talk about what they see with regards to body language and all different things and baselines and the way people act and blah blah blah. So they've done one on certain serial killers or murderers. They did the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case, which I think that's what got me watching them, because I was interested in that. And then they did things like Michael Jackson, all that kind of stuff. It's really interesting. Really interesting. Well, I find it interesting anyway. Called the behavior panel. Just 4 guys. Pretty interesting. It's a good format as well how they do it. So they'll play a video, maybe like a minute, and they'll look at certain things, and they all watch the video separately, take their notes, then they come together, watch over it again, and then stop at certain points to talk about it. And it's kind of interesting to see how a lot of the time each of them have got similar things they picked out, but they've also got something like an extra spice they can throw in, because they may have spotted something that somebody else may not have seen, because they've got different expertise as well. So it's very interesting stuff. I like it. But I definitely have subscribed to them this time. But yeah, I forgot about it. But yeah, I think it was the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case, because I was really interested in that. Seeing though it was basically whatever your outcome is or whatever your thoughts are. It was a man saying he was a victim of domestic violence, which is something that, without going into too much detail, is something that I am interested in, or have been interested in. So yeah, so I was interested in that, because normally you don't see that. The stereotypical thing is, when it comes to like domestic violence, is it's the man is the one that's domestically violent against the woman. It's the man that hits the woman. But with this, I'm not saying Johnny Depp was innocent. I believe he probably said horrible things. He did, and he admitted he said horrible things. But you got to understand, there's only so much somebody can take before you just say something. But yeah, Amber Heard, in my opinion, was a nasty piece of work. And one thing I will say is, the last thing I'll say, because I don't really want to talk about it, that people like her, it's funny how people like her have similar traits. That's all I'm going to say. But it was interesting to me because it's not the sort of thing you'd ever see, because I think it's still stigmatized that a man can't be a victim of domestic violence, it's always a woman. Which, trust me, is not the case. So, anyway, so that was fun. That's how I got to watching those guys. And then over the time I've watched ones. They did one was quite funny, was the Prince Andrew interview. They analysed that, which was pretty funny, because they point out little things. There was one bit where one of them, he was the ex-army guy, he pointed out that the way Prince Andrew was sitting, so he sits with his legs crossed, and I would never think of this, but you ever notice if you have your legs crossed, you've got your leg jolts up and down with your heart rate, because you've got a vein or an artery that goes behind your knee. So when it's being compressed on the knee, your leg twitches up and down. And he calculated, and you can see it quite clearly, he calculated his heart rate at certain points, going by how his foot lifted up with his heart rate being captured on his because it's the way his leg was sitting. It's like I would never think of that, but then when you look at it, oh yeah, you can see it. And then when he gets into more, what you would think are more situations where he's a bit more flustered, you can see it goes quicker. So it's kind of interesting, just little things like that. Yeah, I just find it interesting. So it's good to listen to. It's almost like a podcast, really. I sometimes say, if I'm doing something or whatever, I don't really have to watch what's happening, because normally they're just sitting there talking and they're analysing a video, and they're analysing an interview basically normally, or an interrogation or whatever. So you just need to listen to it. So it's really good just to have on. Sometimes I'm just playing some games sometimes, and I have one on, because they go on for like an hour and a half, some of them, so even longer. But yeah, whew. So that's that. So a bit of water. I'm starting to feel a little bit. My head's a bit. But yeah, besides that, over the last couple of days, haven't done anything. And I spoke about it in the video today, but I'm planning on either, I'm leaning more towards now, I was thinking the other day, because I want to do these live streams at set days, a couple of times a week. So if anybody does want to watch this, there's a routine, and they will know, if anybody does come and watch, they'll know when to do so, right? And I was leaning towards the idea, especially at the end of last week, of creating a Twitch channel and doing the live streaming stuff on there, because I actually prefer YouTube, and some of the policies and the way some people use Twitch, I don't like it, and I sometimes feel like I don't want to be associated with that, regardless of whether I'm somebody or nobody, you know, regarding, you know, popularity on the platform or whatever. But Twitch is probably the best live streaming service, as in regards to getting noticed or something like that, right? YouTube is not the same when it comes to live streaming, unfortunately. Not nowadays, anyway. It was a few years back. For example, on my gaming channel that I have, I used to live stream on there every night, back in like 2017 to 2018, and within like 3 months I had 1,000 subs daily, and I had a YouTube partnership where I could, well, basically I had the AdSense, so I could actually monetize my videos. Not that you get a lot for it. I think in the 8 months that I had monetization, and that includes, so I was streaming 2 times a day, basically for 8 months. I totaled up, and it's in dollars for whatever reason, it was $37 or $38. And the funny thing about it is, back then, I don't know what it's like now, because I don't have the monetization anymore, because they changed the requirements. You couldn't withdraw or claim any money unless it was over $100. So that $37, which isn't a lot, but that's what I'm saying, that is just gone. So, but that's what I'm saying. But back then, I was just actually playing a game. People used to come in and watch. I didn't have a camera on. I just used to talk to people. They used to watch. Sometimes I'd have nearly 100 people watching me. I wasn't even. I think one of the highest streams I had, there was like nearly 100 people watching, and yeah, it's kind of insane, really. But due to certain circumstances, I was unable to carry on streaming. So, unfortunately, over the years, it kind of dwindled out, and I've only just keep going back every once in a while. I've streamed quite a lot on there. I've made videos on there, game stuff, but like recently. But it's not the same anymore. It's not the same. The gaming sort of world is different now than it was even in 2017. Because back then, I don't know, even in such a short space of time, it's evolved so much. You just got to look at Twitch now, and look at the big streamers on Twitch. It used to be all-out gamers, just playing games, having a laugh, interacting with the community. Now you've got people on there, women that are half naked, basically pushing the limits. You've got porn stars on there that are basically advertising their OnlyFans, and they are pushing the limits. And then you've got these other big top streamers who get 100,000 people watching them just because they did something stupid, and then they get loads of money for it because then people subscribe. So on Twitch, if you subscribe, you pay money, and it's just messed up, really. I mean, well, whatever, really, I guess. But I don't know, it's just a bit. The big streamers back then was just quality. Now it's just like, oh, I know, I'm going to set fire to my bedroom. I'm going to set fireworks. So someone did that. Oh, I'm going to set fireworks up in my bedroom. And they set my house on fire. People watch that. And just people being like, basically, just being idiots. But people watch it for some reason. So Twitch has changed. Now, don't get me wrong, you still get like the gamers, but it's just, now it's just like, I don't know, I don't really like the platform anymore. That's why I'm kind of hesitant even when I stream. I don't have any, maybe I have like sometimes 2 people watching me on my gaming stuff, I just don't do it regularly enough. And even that, I'm just sort of like, I don't want to be associated with this Twitch. I don't want to be associated with it, regardless of whether I'm somebody or nobody. Now, maybe if I was a somebody, maybe I'd be saying something different. You know, if I was getting money, who knows? But obviously, you don't get money for doing it. It's not a job. I'm actually sweating more than normal today. That's probably the illness. I don't know if you sweat more if you're ill. I've got my fan on, although it is not really pointed on me. It's pointed like to behind me. It's more back here. But yeah. So yeah, that's one thing why I'm contemplating not. So I'm not sort of just on. I mean, I talk with Twitch and live streaming on there with this channel and this weight loss stuff. I just feel like I don't want to be on that channel, on that platform, but at the same time, it's probably better than YouTube for stuff like live streaming. So you got other websites as well. I guess you could live stream on Instagram, TikTok, and all that. But I'm kind of, I wouldn't say old school, but the things I really know are YouTube and Twitch. So yeah. A bunch of Amazon deliveries being cancelled. So it's my son's birthday on Thursday, on the 25th. He'll be 13. I bought him some stuff, but because we had storms, I'm assuming it's because of the storms, a couple of things got cancelled. Like, it was sent out and then it was like, oh, it's going to arrive later than normal, and then it was like, oh, due to a something or other, it's been cancelled. So it's a couple of things. I was hoping that I got, because I ordered some more stuff. I just hopefully it comes tomorrow. So you got that. Yeah, the storm. It's quite windy and stormy the other day. What was it? Saturday, I think. Was it Friday or Saturday? Probably Saturday actually, and Sunday. Really bad winds for where I live. You know, we're in England or Britain. It's quite bad winds. So I ain't talking hurricanes and tornadoes, but it was like storms. There was a storm. It had a name. I don't remember what its name was. I just know it's windy. So. So I'm starting to feel a bit hungry. I have had something to eat today. I had a Hunter's chicken and pasta bake. It's a my protein meal. It's got like 50 odd grams of protein in it. Low carbs, whatever. And calories, and that one's like I believe it's like 670. So just say 700. That's all I've eaten today. It's only 4 o'clock. So once I'm finished with this, I'll stick something in, maybe grab a protein bar. I've got some more protein bars coming tomorrow actually, so I get these, they're called Warrior Protein. The only reason why is because I like them, so I've been a bit hit and miss with certain protein bars. But I came across this called Warrior Protein. It's like a flapjack, and it's just chocolate and peanut butter. It's like 200, was it 200? I think it's just over 200 calories and 20 grams of protein, so that's about right. And they're pretty nice. So I always had these other ones as well, which were actually Amazon basic stuff, but they were almost like an analog to a Mars bar. They don't taste like a Mars bar, but you can imagine if you think an analog to a Mars bar, they're like that. And they were 180 something calories with 20 grams of protein, and they're okay. They taste alright, but I prefer the other ones. So the ones I get, so I normally buy a box of them. They're actually reduced from like £16 to a tenner. So I've got a box of those coming. I've already got some in the cupboard still, but well, we'll get them whilst they're on offer. How long is that now? 28 minutes. I'm about on pace with my steps as well, which is good. So yeah, I'm having problems for about, I choose, I think 7 weeks now. I was having problems with stomach cramping and stomach pains. It was getting quite concerning because years ago, the longest I had that problem was for a week, my old job. And my old job required, I think I spoke about this before, but it required standing up. And it was that bad. I got pain, like I couldn't stand up. So I ended up going to the doctors and they took blood to rule out certain things, which it did. And then, this was like back in 2013, I think. And they said it was irritable bowel syndrome. If you don't know what that is, it's like an overactive bowel that can spasm and stuff like that and give you pains and certain bowel movement changes and stuff. Well, about 2 weeks before Christmas, I started getting it. Now for me, it can just come on randomly, but it kind of just stayed around, and I was getting like sharp pains everywhere in my abdomen, cramping. My toilet habits changed, let's say, from one extreme to another. So I thought, oh, it's a bit odd. Didn't feel sick, no change in appetite, nothing like that. But then it's kept going and kept going. And just before Christmas, I was like, you know what, I've had these, at that point, about 2 weeks. I was like, I'm not being a bit worried here. It's like 2 weeks I've been having these cramps. And then you start reading stuff up and all sorts of stuff starts popping in your mind. So I rang the doctors and all that, and I spoke to a nurse and told her what the problem was. And she prescribed me with these tablets, which are supposed to stop the stomach or the abdomen spasms, basically what's happening. Didn't really work, and it was still there after New Year. So at this point I'm like, okay, I'm really worried now, because it's very uncomfortable. You know, 1 minute I'm going to the toilet all the time, to be blunt, and the next minute I don't go for like 2 days. Very unusual. And just because of how long it went on for anyway, told the doctor about it. He said, oh, well, it doesn't sound good. We need to check. Like I say, he asked me things like if I've been sick, appetite changes, basically been passing blood, things like that. Nothing like that. It was just these horrible cramping and pains. So they did all these blood tests, and then I had to do a stool sample, which was a strange experience. I've never done that before, so it was quite an odd experience to do that. But then, yeah, I got my results back. Everything was good. Like at one point my vitamin D was so low I was getting pains in my legs and I couldn't walk. My vitamin D is really good now. My blood sugar level's really low. Like I'm no way, like I was always worried because I was so overweight, you know, diabetes and stuff like that, but no, apparently my blood sugar levels and glucose levels are actually pretty low for somebody of my size still. And that's probably just because of the lifestyle changes and all that over the last year. But then something came up, so I think I said this before, but you can't really see it on the stream. But I noticed there's a light blemish appeared on my upper eyelid. And I was like, what's that? It's almost like a, it looks, I thought, like, you've seen women's foundation? It looks like a blob of that on my eyelid. You can't see it if you look carefully. But one day I looked at it and this was just after New Year. I looked at it and I was like, I've never seen that before. So I just Googled it, and then it came up with cholesterol and something to do with your triglycerides. Now I don't really understand what that is, but it's something to do with the fats, I think, in your blood. So, and I saw that, and it mentioned that people who have that can get stomach problems. I was like, oh, maybe it's that then. So that's when I rang up the doctor, and then they did all the bloods and everything, right? Well, it turns out that I was right. I'm not too sure about the stomach cramping, but it showed up in my blood about your triglycerides, and I was diagnosed with something called dyslipidemia, which is called mixed dyslipidemia. It's where your good cholesterol is too low and your bad cholesterol is too high. But then the average cholesterol works itself out somehow. I don't know how that is. So I'm worried at this point. So I've still got these pains and everything. So at this point, I don't know what that means. I've not spoken to the doctor yet. So I'm scared. So basically I got a thing about 12 o'clock at night. I was checking the NHS app, and then it said health conditions 1. And then it said something with blood, but it didn't say what it was. So there's me at like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning or something, seeing this, and I was like, oh my God. Because they were testing me for cancers, colon cancer, or colorectal cancer, is it Crohn's disease and is it celiac disease or whatever, and not irritable bowel syndrome, irritable bowel disease. I think it's inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, which is something it's not IBS. And so when I see that and it didn't tell me what it was, I was like, oh my God. So I'm worried sick. Anyway, it turns out that it's probably something I've had for a while, and that just goes hand in hand with me being so overweight and basically abusing my body for the last couple of years. So I said to the doctor, I was like, you know, if you were to test this a year ago, he's like, oh no, this would have been way worse a year back. So he just says, I said, do I need any medication? He's like, no, it's not to a point where you need medication. It's just, he says that it's something, if it was prolonged over 10, 20 years, then it can cause problems. But he said, just keep doing what I'm doing, and then in a year's time, get the test done again to see the changes. But then that doesn't really explain the stomach problems. So I said to him, I said, is it a case of, so people who are stressed, or people who have anxiety or depression, stuff like that, can get stomach cramps and pains, like stabbing pains and stuff like that, because it's a reaction to your nervous system or something, right? So I said to the doctor, I was like, could it be a case, because they ruled everything out. Stool sample came back completely fine, no infections, no blood in it or anything like that. And the only thing that came up on the 9 different tests I did on my blood was this dyslipidemia thing, which obviously has already been explained at this point. So I said to him, is it a case of, I worry about the pains. The pains get worse because I'm worrying, but because they're getting worse, I'm worrying. So it's like a vicious circle. And he said most likely, because I was worried about it all the time. Yeah. So it's been a little bit better since then. But I did notice yesterday, I sort of had it a little bit, but yeah. I mean, me being sick, by the way, has got nothing to do with that. I've literally just got a cold. But yeah, so that was exciting. Very scary times though, because when I seen that thing come up and it just said 1 health condition, and it said something about the blood showing something, but at that time it wasn't updated to say what it was, I was like, oh my God, because I couldn't do anything about it. It was 12, at that point it was probably like 12:30 or something along that. I can't remember exactly. But then when you see that, you can't ring up the doctor and goes, doctor, what's this mean? And there was no name to it for me to type it on Google and just see what it was. Not until the next day. Oh, the best thing about it as well, so as soon as 8:30, between 8:30 and 10:30, or 8 and 10:30 is when you can ring the doctor to request a callback. The doctors only see you if they feel like they have to see you now, so around here anyway. So I requested a callback regarding the results, and then I'm sitting waiting, and I'm constantly checking this NHS app, and on there it said that the doctor tried ringing me twice and left a voicemail, which wasn't the case. I was sat with my phone next to me. I even got a friend to ring my phone briefly, just to make sure that there wasn't a signal problem or something. Nope, checked my voicemails, no voicemail. And then I rang the doctor up and said, look, can you just double check you've got the right number? Yep, we got the right number. I knew they got the right number, because 1, I keep receiving texts from them, automated texts, and 2, just that morning, after I think it was as I was speaking to the receptionist, I got an automated text through telling me, oh, can I contact the doctor because of the results? So I knew the right number, so I said to him, whoever he rang wasn't me. He said, oh, we'll put it on the system. Anyway, so this is about 11 o'clock. Waiting, 3:30 came around. Still nothing. So I was like, all right, well, I'll ring back again. I was like, you know, I feel like I need to speak to the doctor because something's showing up and I'm kind of worried. And bear in mind, this is a Friday. So if I didn't speak to the doctor, if I needed medication or something, I didn't want to have to wait till the Monday. So I rang again and they're like, oh yeah, he's probably still just ringing around other appointments. I'll put it on the system again that you've contacted and he'll get back to you. Well, obviously he didn't. So, well, I say obviously, but of course he didn't. So I had to wait till Monday. So I had a whole weekend of worrying and looking up about what the hell this means. Because at that point there was a name to it. And after I looked at it, I was like, okay, I understand what it is now. But even then, it's not having the confirmation or the discussion with the doctor for him to finally say on the Monday, when I get around to it, so no, don't worry about it now. It's something that's you don't need medication for it because it's not that bad right now. But it just means if you continue what you're doing, blah, blah. Well, I didn't know any of that until for the full weekend. And yes, I could Google it and go, then when you Google it, it says, oh, it means you got this and you got a high chance of strokes and heart attacks. And I'm like, what the hell? So, but obviously I didn't know at that time what the level of it was for me. So that's why, so I had the whole weekend to sort of fester on it. So that didn't help. So that's that. So not much to worry about there. It's obviously still worrying knowing that there is something. But as for this mark on my eye, I thought it just appeared around the Christmas New Year time. I said this the other day, I think. As I was making a video last week, I found a folder on my computer, which I forgot was there. And it was some recordings from a few months back. I think it was October or November time. And it was just clips or recordings that I started and I never used for whatever reason. I think there was a video I was trying to make because I hadn't made a video in a little while, like a month. And I couldn't really get out what I was trying to say. It didn't feel right, so I just left it, scrapped the idea. So, but the footage was still there. So I looked at it, and sure enough, if you look ever so closely on my right eye, so this is October, November time, you can see this thing. For some reason, I just never noticed it before. And for some reason that day, just after New Year, I spotted it. But it had been there for a little while, at least since October, November time. So yeah. Oh. Let me have some water here, because there's so much talking. Right, how long's left? 19 minutes. So what I'm going to do to get this last 19 minutes done is I'm going to stick on a YouTube video, and because with the talking my chest is starting to hurt, just because I'm exerting more energy talking and doing this obviously. So, but I'm just going to find a video. Hey look, there's me. Let's see what my stream looks like. There we go, it's me. Right, how do I go away me? There we go. My one viewer is me. One of my YouTube videos is out. Oh, it's upside down. Which one of Greg Doucette's latest videos? He's put, it's not okay to be fat.
What is the world coming to? We now have doctors saying it's okay to be fat. Is it not the job of a doctor doctor to try and promote health and fitness to everyone, to encourage people to be healthy as humanly possible. But if you start telling people it's okay to be fat, then what are you actually doing as a doctor?
It is okay to be fat. We don't say that enough, but it needs to be normalized. If you are fat, that is okay.
And so she's trying to normalize being fat. Well, newsflash, it's already been normalized. The average person in America is in fact overweight and obese already. That's right, the average person. And so when a doctor says it's okay to be fat, and we know that being fat or obese is associated with people developing type 2 diabetes, increases in LDL cholesterol, less of the good HDL cholesterol, as well as high blood pressure and coronary heart disease, you have to be thinking, why are they saying this is okay?
That's one thing actually. I'd love to know what my blood pressure is.
You shouldn't hate yourself. You should still love your body and still.
Don't know if that correlates with the cholesterol thing.
Sure. But when she says okay, she's saying, look, it's not a big deal.
Was a man eating a burger there? That's good.
It's no big deal. Worry about it later. You don't have to stop right now. You can be obese for years. Not a big deal. Just keep eating. Love yourself. Just keep doing what you're doing. That is not a good message.
It is typically not a problem that requires immediate solving. It is not an emergency. You don't have to drop everything in the pursuit of being not fat.
I mean, I get it. You're not going to die in one day from being obese. It takes time. But like anything, it's important to start right now. The longer you wait, the worse it's going to get. It's like if somebody said to their doctor, hey, I'm going to start smoking tomorrow. The doctor says, yeah, that's okay. It's not a big deal. It's not something you have to worry about right now. In a couple of years from now, perhaps then you get lung cancer. But for the next couple of weeks, couple of months, just smoke as much as you want. Would a doctor ever say that? And to me, this is the same thing. It's equivalent. If you say to your doctor,
Put this up a little bit.
I'm going to smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. Say, yeah, they're probably not going to kill you in the next week, so go ahead. Well, pretty soon you get addicted, then you have a hard time stopping, and then how do you fix the problem? Same applies to eating. You eat all that junk food, you start liking it all the time, the dopamine, you enjoy the sugar, the way it makes you feel, and pretty soon you gain 50 pounds, and you don't know how to lose it. Then you start blaming it on your metabolism, your genetics. Oh my God, I have PCOS, or I have an underactive thyroid or Hashimoto's. I can't lose any weight, even if I'm in a calorie deficit. You think I'm making this shit up? Butterfly writes, thank you. PCOS and Hashimoto's, I'll always be overweight despite a calorie deficit and strength training. And the doctor's response, and you are okay. You don't deserve judgment, especially from your doctor. Thank you. Thankfully, my doctor is fantastic and cheers me on for my healthy lifestyle. Are you freaking kidding me? The doctor's saying it's okay. She says, despite being in a calorie deficit and lifting weights, I can't lose any weight because of my disease. Listen, I don't care what freaking disease you got. I don't care how bad you got it. Not that I want you to feel bad. Not that I wish any disease upon anyone. But every single human being, I don't care how bad you got it. If you eat in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight. That's how it works on this planet. It's calories in, calories out. I don't care how many diseases you got. I don't care how slow your metabolism is. If you don't eat enough and you're not in a surplus, you're not getting fat. And so stop making excuses and say, yeah, PCOS, Hashimoto's. Of course, it makes it harder to lose weight. But if you're in a deficit, of course you're losing weight. So eat less. Do you not know this? And so for the doctor to then respond with, and you are okay, is she really? She has Hashimoto's and PCOS. She thinks that she's eating in a deficit, which obviously she's not, because if she was losing weight. You're saying she's okay. She's saying you don't deserve judgment. We're not saying we're here to judge, but you can say to your patient, you should go on a calorie-restricted diet. You should perhaps eat more protein, more fiber, less fat, sugar, and junk, and eat in a calorie deficit. Or perhaps tell her to try and exercise. Have you thought of that? As a doctor, do you not think the doctor's advice should be, maybe try doing 150 minutes of cardio a week. Perhaps try to strength train if you can. If you can, well, do your best. It's okay that you're overweight, but you should try to lose some weight. It's okay that you're overweight, as in, I'm not going to judge you as a bad person for being overweight. I'm not saying that you somehow have lower moral values, that you're not a person that's worthy to be loved. But I am saying you should possibly try to do your best to try and lose some weight. The patient says, thank you, my doctor is fantastic. She's cheering me on for my healthy lifestyle. And so think of it, that would be like somebody who smokes a pack of cigarettes a day, goes to the doctor, coughing perhaps. The doctor says, it's okay that you smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. I'm not going to judge you for that. It's okay. Worry about it later. And then the patient says, oh, I have a great doctor, so understanding. He says it's okay that I smoke all these cigarettes. Would it not be a better doctor to say, what's wrong with you? Why are you smoking all those cigarettes? You really think you can be healthy while smoking a pack of cigarettes a day? You're lucky you're still alive. Wake up. This is your wake-up call. Would it not be better for a doctor to explain things so their patients can understand the gravity of the decisions they're making? Hey, if you smoke cigarettes, it's going to potentially cause you to die younger. Hey, if you smoke cigarettes, if you drink alcohol, if you eat poorly, if you're obese, it may in fact take years off your life. Oh, I don't like my doctor. They told me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear. I want to hear that it's okay. Notice how much trouble I get when I do it. I tell people what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Oh, Coach Greg's a bad person. You're calling these people up. How could you say that? What's more important, that you speak the truth or that you say what people want you to say?
That it is okay to not be healthy. We act like it is this moral failing, this cardinal sin that you deserve a scarlet letter if you are not healthy.
And she goes on to say it's okay to not be healthy. And I have to agree with her. You probably thought of to say, this is ridiculous. Listen, we're all put on this earth and we have our own rights to make our own decisions. If you want to be overweight and obese and unhealthy, that is on you. That is your decision. We all have the right to live our lives the way we want. But it's a doctor's responsibility to inform their patients that what they're doing is unhealthy. So my opinion is that as a doctor, you can't just say, yeah, whatever you want to do. You want to smoke a pack of cigarettes? Cool. Your job is to make people healthy. And if it's your job to make people healthy, you have to inform them about the decisions you're making. And she says here, folks, to be clear, being fat is not the same thing as being unhealthy. Many fat people are very healthy. And maybe she is a little bit delusional. It depends on how fat you are. I mean, if you're 400 pounds, if you're morbidly obese, you're not healthy. Even if you're running marathons, you're doing exercise, if you're 400 pounds, it's not healthy. Perhaps you're healthier than someone else who's the same weight, who's not exercising. But it's still not healthy. Being obese, as we've described in the past, is correlated with getting several different diseases. And so perhaps you're obese, you're 20 years old, the doctor says you're healthy right now. But for how long will that last? It'll be the same thing as a person smoking a pack of cigarettes a day for a year and saying, yeah, the guy's healthy. Well, for how long?
8 minutes.
Right now, the damage hasn't been done. You go outside and sunburn every day, you're perhaps healthy right now, but for how long?
Slacking on the steps though. Seems.
Contrasting views from the CDC, highlighting obesity-related diseases as the leading
Only slightly though.
cause of death in the United States.
Maybe I can fix that.
Obesity is the leading cause of death
Put
in
it
the
up.
United States. How can you say that being obese is healthy? It doesn't make sense. If it's the leading cause, is it the worst thing you can do in terms of predicting how long you're going to live? Then how is that good? How can you say it's okay?
As much as we love a good fairy tale, reality begs to differ.
Just a reminder that I am very fat and very sexy.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm not against people being fat and sexy at the same time. I believe everyone has the right to feel sexy, hot, and so on. And so nothing wrong with that. There are people out there that love obesity. The bigger you are, the sexier you are, the hotter you are. Whatever. We all have the right to pick and choose who we are attracted to.
And I am 100% mortified of obesity, and there's nothing you can do.
Listen,
I think people, so it's just talking about here about people saying that it's okay to be fat. Yeah, it is okay to be fat. There's nothing wrong with that. But to say that you're healthy and people who glorify it, like this girl here is like, oh yeah, I'm fat and I'm glorifying it. What are you going to do about it? Well, it shouldn't be what I want to do about it or whoever's watching. She should do something about it. There's nothing wrong with liking your appearance. But I think to say that being morbidly obese or obese is healthy, it doesn't go together. It's like trying to mix water with oil. It doesn't mix. Now maybe I'm not one to talk because I'm still obese, obviously. Probably morbidly obese. I don't know what the range is. But I'm much better than I was a year ago. over 100 pounds better than a year ago. So
To see somebody to try and glorify. Although I
114 pounds to be kind of precise. Depends on certain things, but.
Bodybuilders who are using steroids, that's not healthy. It's not healthy that I've used steroids for over 10 years. I know that, I acknowledge it, and I admit it. It's not healthy, it's not good, you shouldn't do it. And so if you're obese to the same extent, you're not doing something good for your body. It's not healthy. And so in order to normalize or perhaps glorify being obese, these ladies, the overweight girls, they're making jokes.
Okay, I've caught up with the steps a little bit because I sped up the treadmill. I was probably like 50 to 100 steps slower than I would be.
Fat girls, of course we're gonna ask for a table of everything.
I'm a fat girl. I ordered enough for leftovers for our entire family.
I think these people as well, these people that say stuff like this, are just doing it for effect.
I ordered enough for leftovers, but there's not going to be anything left over.
We're fat girls. Of course I'm learning to honor my sugar cues.
We're fat girls. I honor my fat cues. I eat everything I want whenever I want.
We're fat girls. Of course we take a steak. Sorry, not sorry.
Hey, we're fat girls when I go to.
It's just weird else though. Fat, good, ham on, full meat, alright.
You know I'm fat, you know it. Ham on, holy, alright.
But it's wide, mine is too. Just watch your mouth, or I'll sit on you. The words out, they're treated right. Because I'm the king of cellulite. Ham on, whole meat, alright.
The pavement cracks when I fall down. I've got more shins than Chinatown. The pavement cracks when I fall down. I've got more chins than Chinatown. Well, I've never used the photo, and I've never seen the toes. When I'm going to the movies, I think I'm 7 wrong because I'm fat. I'm fat. When I walk out to get my mail, it registers off the Richter scale. Now, when I'm at the beach, I'm a lucky man. I'm the only one who gets 10. If I had one more time, I would vote. I'm gonna need my own zip code. Ham on, holy, alright. And so yeah, if you think it's cool to step on a scale and the scale will say, to be continued, then, well, go on with it. Do it. Glorify being obese. It's so great. And there's nothing wrong with these women poking fun at themselves, having a good time, making fun of themselves for being obese. Nothing wrong with that. But when a doctor says it's okay, when a doctor says it's not dangerous, when a doctor says, worry about it later, that's when I draw the line.
It's no longer just about combating discrimination or promoting self-esteem. It's about reuniting the rules of health and science to make a politically correct worldview.
Just because being obese is perhaps acceptable or okay doesn't change the fact that being obese can lead to an early death. It doesn't change the fact that it's not healthy. And so just because we all want to be politically correct and say all the right things, it can't hurt.
3.5 minutes.
Doesn't mean obesity doesn't kill.
I made a video recently about how, as a doctor, I think it is okay to be fat. And by that I mean it is not morally inferior, it is not shameful, you don't deserve to be judged. And something wrong with my comments. What are they teaching in med school these days for a doctor to be able to say that it's okay? Honestly, I don't know exactly what they're teaching in med school these days.
And so maybe she should go back to med school. Maybe she should start studying about the dangers of obesity. Perhaps she's forgotten already. I mean, after all, it's been 10 years. Or has she been brainwashed? Brainwashed by politics, society, and just saying what everyone wants her to say. Well, I don't want to be critical. I don't want anyone to hate me. I mean, after all, even Dr. Mike was criticized for being fat-phobic because he said obesity is not healthy. Really, it's fat-phobic if you tell people that being obese is not healthy and can shorten your life.
But I do know that they have never taught that shaming patients is a good way to inspire behavior change.
And so you can see she's kind of twisting the story around. Oh, it's not okay to shame your patients into losing weight.
It is okay to be fat. We don't say that enough, but it needs to be normalized. If you are fat, that is okay.
There's a big difference between saying obesity is okay and saying, hey, you're a fat piece of shit, lose some weight. What's wrong with you? You don't deserve to live. That's fat shaming. Telling someone, you know that being obese is correlated with several risk factors for causing an early death, such as atherosclerosis, arteriosclerosis, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, cancer, getting a heart attack. That's not shaming a patient. That's being real. That's giving them medical facts of which you're supposed to be an expert on because you are a doctor. Would it be shaming a patient to say, you know, smoking a pack of cigarettes a day, it's super unhealthy. Probably could kill you. You might get lung disease. You might get cancer from smoking. You should really quit. It's horrible for you. That's not shaming them. That is helping. And that's what being a doctor is all about. If you're trying to get healthy, aside from doing 150 minutes of cardiovascular exercise a week, lift your weights, eating healthy, of course you can get my freaking cookbook, low-calorie delicious recipes for the big eaters. It's so much easier to lose weight when you have low-calorie meals that you will enjoy and lots of protein, as well as GO2 Max, which contains NMN, which can increase your endurance, your ability to perform cardio, recover, give you more energy, and the more energy you have, the more cardio you can do, the more walking around you're going to do, the more calories you're going to burn, the easier it is to lose weight. Interested in any of my supplements, there are so many. Click the link in the description, code Greg, 10% off. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Like the video. If you like it, like the video. Watch one of those videos, and of course, the clothing line, coaching plans by me and my team, and of course, the Circle Guidebook, the training book, the cookbooks. Head over to my website, and until next time, I am out.
Video is ad-free YouTube, and ad-free videos I think YouTube gives that because who else to get involved without listening to me?
Oh, I was 10. Well, I know it's not accurate, but I was 10 steps off getting the 6,000 for the hour. But I was over 100 up, I think, at the 30-minute mark. It would have been. I do, if I'm honest, I feel like going a little bit longer, but I probably shouldn't, because I'm pretty hungry. Oh, yeah, I was gonna maybe do like an extra 20 minutes or something to get to the. I'm probably gonna be, if I get to the 8,000 mark, 8,000 steps. Let's see how far I'm away. Bear in mind, I haven't done, like literally, so there's 6,000 steps there, 6,041 steps. I'm at 6,700 in total. So I've hardly done anything today. But it is only an extra 1,300 steps to get to 8,000, which is around 13 minutes, something like that. Oops. I just feel like if I just carry on now, it'll be better to do that instead of do it later. So I don't know if I'm doing my weights still. It's 4:30. It's 4:30 and I still haven't eaten my second meal of the day. You're gonna be talking like 7 o'clock before I go and do weights. I don't know. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do another like 15 minutes now, so I can get to the 8,000 steps. Which is what I try and put as my daily limit. Now normally, like I say, when it comes to the treadmill, if it's a new week, on a Monday I normally try and get to at least 10,000 steps and then do all my weights, just because it's like I say, it's like a setting the tone for the week, right? Setting a good tone for the week. But oh, back of my head's sweaty as hell. Oh, I think I'm getting some more of these lights as well. I feel like I shouldn't. What I should have done is not put it on the roof because of the weird angle. I should have put it on the wall here, and then angled it to me. Let's have a look. If I take this off and then say that it was there, it's probably it'd probably be better. Oh, would it be there? Hold on. It would be like. Oh crap! I turned it off. Trying to think what the angle would be. It would be like that. Maybe it is better where it is. I don't know. Oh, I'll turn it off again. I got one in here, but it doesn't seem like it's like not very. I don't know. It feels like a bad place to have it, to be honest. I stink again. I smell. Oops. Right, I'm gonna do another like 15 minutes. Well, I shouldn't have stopped there because my legs have seized up. Be alright, once you get going again. I'm not going to go fast, I'm just going to walk. I put the speed up there to nearly 4. Obesity is a choice. Let's watch this video. Well, in a sense, obesity is a choice, yes. But sometimes outside factors can not make you see that. For me, it was depression.
Average weight of a woman in America? What are you talking about? See that voice? Where did that come from? Culture in today's video is being fat and or skinny a choice. Well, they gathered a group of people aged into some very much morbid obese, others extremely skinny, guys 6'5", 140 pounds, and they've asked them a variety of questions. And so we're going to go over the questions, see how delusional are some of these individuals, and see if some of them make sense. Let's get right into it. So first things first, I personally believe that obesity and or being skinny is a choice, and the reason for that is because I think that it's calories in, calories. If you choose to eat too much and it's surplus for long enough, of course you're going to become morbidly obese. On the other hand, if you hardly eat anything, you don't eat enough, of course you're going to become skinny. So ultimately, the choice is yours. And of course, there's a lot of factors that go into this, but let's see what they say. Eat fat or skinny? It's only 37% of people agree with me, about 1 in 3. And so the majority of people, they disagree with me. Shocking. Shocker. As if we expected them to agree with logic. I mean, is it even debatable? But let's listen to their answers.
I don't think many factors are the majority of it. In most cases, because people being skinny or being fat is about willpower.
Absolutely. If you have strong enough willpower and you just don't eat, you're going to lose weight. And on the other extent, if you eat too much, you're going to gain weight. And so the reality is this, and people who are overweight, they don't want to believe this, they don't want to listen to this, because it's easier to say, oh no, it's genetics, it's this, it's that. If you don't eat, you're going to lose weight. Let me repeat this. If you don't eat, you're losing weight. It's not possible to become morbidly obese without eating. And so if you are in fact overweight and or obese, you have that choice. You have the choice to not eat or to eat. I get it. You're hungry. You want to eat. I'm not saying you shouldn't eat. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being obese, but I'm saying it is in fact a choice. Just like if I have really pale skin, I'm an albino. Oh, you have no choice. You can't get a sunburn. Yeah, you could stay inside. You could never go outside ever. You could never expose yourself to UV light, and so you'd never get a sunburn. Yeah, it's harder. You go outside, you're burning, but it is in fact a choice.
I know what I do with my body. I know what it is I do. And, I choose how to use things. I choose, how I want to look.
And so clearly, if he ate more, he would be big. But he chooses this in the same way that if you're 400 or perhaps 600 pounds, you choose to eat those foods. You're not being forced to eat. It's not something you have to do. You are choosing to do it. And so whether or not you're overly thin, you're not eating enough, perhaps you haven't eaten, or if you're overly heavy, you're eating too much, it is ultimately your choice.
I understand that your genetics can cause you to want to eat more, but even with the genetics that cause you to want to eat more, the same solution is calories in, calories out.
And there you have it. It's calories in, calories out. She couldn't have said it any better. If you don't agree with this, I really don't know what to say.
I grew up in a very poor home, so where my mom couldn't provide the meals that she could, I was
choices. Obesity is a choice. She just outright proved herself wrong. Obesity is a choice. She made all the wrong choices.
And I was only eating like grapes and lettuce, and that was mainly because I was in a sport, and that sport just worked me out so hard.
Do you really think all she ate was grapes and lettuce, and it just caused her to gain weight? Does she have something?
You can't just eat grapes. I mean, I guess if you ate
where she can get
thousands of
extra
calories.
from lettuce and grapes. Let me tell you this, I don't care what you eat. I don't care if it's pizza, if it's donuts, and it's candies. If you're eating more calories than you burn off, you're going to lose weight. And you're not gaining weight by eating a bunch of freaking grapes and lettuce. Well, maybe the grapes if you're eating that in addition to something else. There's no way this woman gained all this extra weight from eating grapes and lettuce. Really?
It was to the point where I just was scared to eat. I didn't like it. I would only drink water.
Really? I then only drank water, and get me right now. I'm clearly morbidly obese. But you really think this is possible? She is delusional. She's convinced herself that there's no way she could. Even when she only ate lettuce and perhaps some grapes on the top, she still lost weight. And when she only drank water, it still didn't work. It's her genetics.
When you were eating grapes and lettuce, were you thin?
I was as thin as I could be. Were you still big? I was still big.
She is delusional. She's preying on the fact that people will have opinions of, oh, poor her. She grew up and her parents a bit fatter, and it's her genetics or her.
That's the problem with people. They don't. They're delusional. She's saying she didn't lose weight when all she ate was a bit of lettuce and some grapes and drank water every day. She must have been eating like 4,000 calories worth of lettuce and grapes, because she's obese. The woman's morbidly obese. She must be at least 300 pounds.
And I never did. And they had mentioned that it could have been because of my weight and how that connects with my thyroid.
And listen, even if you have an underactive thyroid, and even if you don't get medication for it, you can't afford it, whatever reason, just lose it. I understand it's very difficult. You have an underactive thyroid, you have a slow metabolism. I get it. It makes it harder. But by saying, oh, I have this problem, I have this disease, I have this or that, I can't do this, I can't do that, you're taking away your own power to lose weight, and you know you can do it. They asked her, oh, you need to say, yes, I know that I can. Obesity is a choice, and I am going to choose to do something about it.
It's a choice to do the requisite steps. It's a choice to go grocery shopping instead of going to fast food when it's easy.
Exactly. This lady in the red dress, she's making so much sense. Listen to her. She knows what she's talking about.
You should be able to have a balance. You should be able to go into the junk food aisle like other skinny people do and still not have to worry about gaining 20 pounds.
Well, not everyone can do this. If you have physical limitations, disabilities, you can't go and exercise. Not everyone is physically able.
It's where people don't understand. I remember, I'll talk about this now. Nobody here, but something just popped in my mind. I think I've heard this before, but there's this guy, he was a vegan, and he was gaining weight, and he was like, I don't know why I keep gaining weight, I'm a vegan, I can't gain weight, I'm eating vegan foods. And he's like, he thought because he was a vegan, he couldn't gain weight, so he didn't know why he was gaining weight, and he said he must have a bad metabolism. You can still be in a calorie surplus whilst being a vegetarian, a vegan, carnivore, omnivore, whatever you are. People I don't get it. I don't know how people can be so stupid.
Calories out portion is going to be significantly diminished. You can't go to the gym, you can't train, you can't party, you can't walk, you can't do anything. Obviously, you're going to burn off fewer calories. And so how do you make up for that? Well, let's think about it. It's calories in versus calories out. If you can't get the calories out, don't get the calories in. So why do you think you just get to eat cookies, chips, and junk food in the junk food up? Oh, because everyone else can? Well, you can't. I can't slam dunk. Everyone in the NBA over 7 feet tall can, but I can't. I want to, but just because I want to doesn't mean I can't do.
But I don't think people don't do that. They certainly do. Yeah, I mean,
3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat, and so you need to eat 17,000 calories of those cookies and chips in the junk food aisle to gain 20 pounds. And so stop sitting there trying to get everyone to feel sorry for you, because you would just think you have a slow metabolism. Even if your metabolism is shittier and slower than everyone in the world, you're still gaining that weight by eating too much.
There's a thing called set points. There's a ton of research on it. That your body likes to be specific. Yep, it likes to be in a specific way.
Yeah, we're not disagreeing with that. There's a set point. Everyone wants to be in a certain way. Perhaps it's 200 pounds. Perhaps for you, it's 300 pounds. But if you and more cardio.
That's when people say, oh yeah, well, your body just wants to be at this weight, so that's why. No. People are stupid, man. People are dumb. So they're just not educated, I guess.
We're not saying that everyone should be skinny, that it's easy. But we are saying that you can do something about it. Just because your body wants to do something doesn't mean you have to. Your body wants you to be 300. It wants you to eat more. It's releasing ghrelin saying eat. And when you eat sugar and fat, highly palatable foods, ice cream, and so on, your body wants to eat more of it over and over again. When you're eating fast food, more chemical signals are being sent to the brain saying, gee, eating is so delicious. But you know what else is true? When you do drugs, when you drink alcohol, when you smoke cigarettes, when you do anything bad, it's very addictive. Good, just because it's addictive, just because your body wants to, doesn't mean you need to give in to the cravings. Just because you smoke cigarettes and you're addicted.
Then I'm going to get some more of these lights, because if I'm going to start showing my weights, I need to put some over there. They're pretty cheap right now anyway, so I can get 2 more.
And so clearly, he's the one choosing the second hand. He knows that you choose. You don't have to. It's a choice. Do you not agree with me? The goal of this video is to present the information, and by the end of it, I'm hoping that you'll think with your logic and come to the same conclusions. If not, I think my best.
I would rather be skinny than fat.
How is this possible? Only 4 out of 9 would rather be skinny than fat. Now listen, being skinny is not unhealthy. Science will show that being skinny actually makes you live longer. It's healthier overall. We're not talking about an BE where perhaps 65 pounds. We're not talking about that. But in general, you know, being skinny, the opposite of being obese, it's clearly healthier. And so I can't understand how so many people would choose to be obese or morbidly obese than skinny. Why is that? Let's hear their answers.
I've got 2 kids and a wife, taking care of them. And as you pointed out, I don't think that I'm less health risks if I'm a skinnier person.
And so clearly this guy makes sense. He's 6'6". He wants to be there for his man. I mean, he'd rather be skinny. Clearly.
I'm speaking as someone who actually was a smaller person. And I had low body period when I was small.
And so she's actually making sense. So when she was skinny, she had insecurities. Oh my God, I have to be this way. Perhaps she was starving herself. Perhaps she was scared. Oh my God, what if I gain weight? And so for her, it was better to be heavy. And so you're skinny right now, but you're starving yourself. You're not eating enough. You have a lack of energy. Brain fog. You have lower levels of testosterone. You have a lower sex drive. You just don't feel good because you're not eating enough. Then perhaps it's better for you to be obese. I'm not saying everyone should be skinny. I'm listening to both sides. I'm trying to be impartial. I'm trying to be honest. And for some people, it's simply healthier for them to be overweight than it is for them to be skinny. And so that is a great point. And remember, if you're experiencing lower levels of testosterone, consider giving a test a try. Last time someone mentioned it. Click the link in the description. Code Greg, 10% off.
150 steps. Wait. Yeah, no. 110 steps. 1100 steps. Can't count.
Please consider G-test and give it a try.
6'5", I have 140 pounds left in my chest.
Not 1100 steps.
And so being skinny is not
130 steps. There we go.
perhaps it's not easy. There's a difference between
Suppose my brain's not working properly.
and being severe.
Plus, I'm pretty hungry right now.
Somewhere in the middle. It's all about balance. I'm the average weight in America. Does anyone know what the Lulu is slang for? I'm the average weight of a woman in America. Maybe she's 3'2". The average weight of a woman in America? What are you talking about? See that voice? Where did that come from? Now remember, if she is in fact the average weight of a woman in America, which is, I believe, it's somewhere around 150 pounds, it's a lot heavier than what you think. But the average woman in America is about 5'3.5". And so if you're 4'3.5" or anything under 5'3.5", it affects how much you're going to weigh. The shorter you are, the less you should weigh. If you're 6'5" and 140 pounds, it's not very heavy. But if you're 5'5" and 140 pounds, it might be perfectly healthy for you. And so if she thinks she's the appropriate weight because she's the average weight, then she's got to learn harder than last time. Listen, the average weight of an American in the United States is not healthy. The average man I saw the other day, 28% body fat. The average female, 40%. This is obese. And so the average person in America is obese. And so if your weight is average, you are overweight. There's no way that this is the average body fat percentage of women in America. She's clearly above 50% body fat. This is not healthy.
There's the 8,000 steps. You know, I can tell. My phone's vibrating. Not my phone, my watch. There we go. Right. Right. Is that done? I'll show you my watch just for the day. About 700 of the steps are not from cardio. Oh, there. Right. So, that's that. So I'm going to go. There's nobody here, so although I'm not really addressing anybody, just in case anybody watches it after the fact. Plus, it seems a bit weird just to go and just cut it off without saying anything. I'm going to go. I'm going to think a bit more about scheduling and where I'm going to stream and what I'm going to do about that. But for the time being, it doesn't really matter. Oh, drop there? Oh, it did. We're back. But yeah, I'm going to go. If anybody watches after the fact, I appreciate you watching. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want to follow along. I am sweaty. But you know what? Cutting the arms off this top is much better because I don't get all the rubbing on my shoulders, which is good. So yeah, thanks for watching. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.